Welcome, everybody, to a slightly different podcast episode here. As we have not played any games, we will not be reporting on any games. That will be both episode 2, which should already be out, as well as episode 4, which should come out after tomorrow's exciting match day.
Yes, indeed. I'm Thiago. As you can see by the scoreboard, both the Arctic and North American groups have just 2 games left each. That will decide who moves on to the knockout stages and who is eliminated from the 2024 Karts World Showcase.
Very, very interesting. We should get on to the scoreboard review sponsored by Adidas. The scoreboard is up on your screen right now in the thumbnail. Starting with the Arctic group, Thiago, what are you seeing here? What are you looking for on this big match day 3?
A lot of things, personally. Firstly, Iceland has that yellow underline under their name, and that signals they have already completed their group stage. Each team has 3 games to play. Everyone else has played 2. Iceland has already played their 3. So that is interesting. Their points and marble differential are finalized, but you know what isn't finalized? Their position in the group.
That is very true. I would also like to know, I think you made a mistake there. Antarctica has not played their 2 games. They've only played 1, and they'll be playing both of them today.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Perfection, okay.
Well, I was just trying to correct you. Anyway, they are currently in first place. Iceland is just beating out Norway on marble differential. But Norway have only played 2 games, where Iceland have played all 3, meaning if Norway can pick up a win against Antarctica, they will take first place by 3 points.
I'm very sorry for yelling at you, Cats, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, nothing in the group is decided yet.
Well, of course.
Obviously, both Norway and Iceland looking pretty certain that they will go through.
Yep.
But who knows? If Antarctica win both their games by a total ball differential of more than +3, which is pretty likely, then Antarctica will actually top the group, and that will make everything more interesting.
Well, what scenes that could be, yes indeed. What I am looking out for most in this Arctic group is actually Finland. If they can beat Antarctica, not only will it then be impossible for Antarctica to get top 2, but Finland could sneak into 3rd place, which gives a slight possibility of making it into the knockout stage, which is a little confusing. We've written it in the center of the scoreboard there, but if you can't read, Thiago will explain it for us.
Yes, I will do that. So the last thing we would say before we move on to the North American group is how the bracket in the knockout stage will work. There are 6 groups in the tournament, 24 teams. If first and second get through in every group, that is only 12 teams, and we actually need 14 to complete the bracket. So the top 2 third-place teams out of all the groups will actually make it into the knockout stage, and the top 2 first-place teams will get a bye into the second round. They automatically get into the second round. So that makes it a little more interesting. That means not every third-place team is out yet.
That is right. We will have to wait till all the groups have concluded to see and decide what are the top 2 third-place teams, what are the top 2 first-place teams, and that way we will finalize the bracket. Okay, perfect. We will explain the bracket more in depth in the future, but for now I think that makes good sense. Now we would like to move on to what I think should be the more interesting group coming into Matchday 3, wouldn't you say? The North American group.
Absolutely. I am so excited for this group here. Unlike the Arctic group, where Iceland have concluded their games, Florida is the only team on 6 points in the group. And with them playing Canada and the US playing California, we could have a 3-way tie on points. Can you explain that, Kat?
Of course, a 3-way tie. If Canada, who are currently on 3 points, beats Florida, and then the United States beat California, all of those 3 teams, Florida, Canada, and the US, will all have 6 points. Now, 6 points is a pretty hefty number, especially for a third-place team, especially if maybe Canada can knock that marble differential up. That would be a high chance they make it through, whether they're in 2nd place or even 3rd. So I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I think the 3rd-place team in the North American group could probably make it through.
Yes.
Could probably make it through. Unless California win, but we'll see.
We'll see. And, as you said, 6 points for third-place team is pretty good. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if a 6-point third-place team made it through to the knockout stage. California have been struggling, losing both of their games to Canada and Florida. But it is not over yet for them. Cats, what can California do here to revive their chances at a knockout spot?
Well, with Sally and Red representing California facing off against the United States represented by Monkey and Huey, if they can beat the USA by 2 marbles or more, they will squeak into that 3rd place spot, and USA will move down into 4th. And California could even maybe move higher if Canada lose to Florida.
Sorry to cough into the microphone there. All right, well, yes, you're definitely right. There's a lot to look out here for on match day 3. We are actually not yet sure if we are going to be able to post game highlights from the match day, but we sure hope so because it should be exciting. And if we do, we would be the commentators.
Yeah.
But don't bet on anything yet.
Absolutely.
Don't bet on anything yet.
Yes, and we will see you there on match day 3, everyone. Thanks for listening. Let's meow, as I used to say.